Today we're going to talk about how to draw a box. And you might be asking yourself, why should we care about drawing boxes? Well, it turns out if you can get really good at drawing boxes, then you can draw just about anything else. We're going to talk about drawing boxes in one-point perspective. So what you see here is a circular field of view, and we're going to keep all of our boxes inside of the circular field of view because as they get close to the edge, they start looking very distorted. In the middle here we have a horizon line, and at the center of the horizon line is a vanishing point. So one-point perspective is characterized by the existence of a single vanishing point. In one-point perspective, there are three types of lines, and the first type of line is a vertical line, and so vertical lines are always vertical, and they always remain parallel to each other. The other type of line is horizontal lines, and horizontal lines are always parallel as well, always horizontal and always orthogonal to vertical lines. The third type of line you encounter in one-point perspective is the perspective line. And so for drawing this box here, I've drawn two vertical lines and a horizontal line. I'm going to finish up by drawing the last horizontal line. And after that, I will draw in the sort of perspective lines, or the edges of the box that are receding away from our view. So in this case, we're actually kind of looking into a box that's sitting directly in front of us. And so we see the edges kind of converging to this central vanishing point. So here I've drawn the first edge. I'm going to go through and actually draw the other horizontal line, which represents one of the sort of back edges of the box, of the face that would be parallel to our viewing plane that's farthest away from us. And I'll continue drawing in the perspective lines that represent the edges that are receding from us. So again, it's like there's a glass pane in front of our face, and we're looking into a box, and we're tracing out the edges of that box on this glass pane, or this viewing pane. Another situation in which you might kind of imagine seeing this single vanishing point, or this one-point perspective, is if you were standing on railroad tracks looking straight down the tracks at the horizon, it would appear as though the tracks vanish together at a single point that's right in the center of the horizon. So I'll finish up here by drawing the last vertical edge, and then the last perspective edge, or the last perspective line, and then I'm going to continue drawing a few more boxes that will all exist behind this particular box. So every time I start a new box, I just start with a vertical or horizontal line that's going to be parallel to an existing vertical or horizontal line that I've already drawn. In this case, since I want the box to actually appear as though it's behind the first box that we drew, I draw that third line just up to the edge of the first box. So this box is a little bit less interesting than the first box because there's only one perspective line connecting the lower left corner to the vanishing point. So now, just to be a little bit more interesting with the box that I draw, I'm going to draw one way off toward the edge of the circular field of view, and in this case I'll actually be able to see several of the edges that vanish at the vanishing point, or several perspective lines. I'll finish the box just by drawing the three edges that are visible that converge at the vanishing point. So after drawing those three edges, I need to finish the whole thing off with one horizontal and one vertical line. But now, because I love drawing boxes so much, I'm going to draw one final box kind of off over here to the upper right, just so that I have a variety of boxes in kind of different arrangement and different configurations. So the kind of nice thing about this box is that we can see a number of edges that fully define the box, and so it actually shows up sort of in a much more effective way. Okay, so I think I'm finished drawing the boxes that I want to draw. Now, if I really want to make this drawing pop, what I should do is trace the edges of the boxes where the edge of the box touches kind of the empty space around it with a heavier line. So in this case, if before I was drawing with the ultra fine point Sharpie, now I'm drawing with kind of the standard conical tipped Sharpie. And so the point here is to kind of set the object off from the negative space that surrounds it, and it really kind of gives the drawing of the object sort of more impact. And in the case of these boxes, it'll also serve to really highlight the placement of each box with respect to the other box. So it's clear that based on kind of these what we might call cutout lines, which boxes are in front and which boxes are behind. And there you have it, 4 boxes drawn in 1-point perspective with cutout lines to separate them from the space around them and each other. You should give it a try yourself. Happy sketching.